Absolutely. I think the piece about it being immutable and multiple people can be, I mean, obviously, that is a huge element of it, but that lots of parties can be involved and we can have the security and the accuracy verified. I mean, that is something that we do I mean, where does fraud happen? Where do bad actors behave or, influence with those behaviors? It's where there's gray. It's where you're not really able to shine the light on and have certainty on the circumstance. And people that are willing to, because of their integrity, will get into those gray spaces and they will behave. It's like the alleyways. It's like the alleyways at night. Like, yeah, you're not going to get, you know, uh, in likely not going to have a circumstance with somebody negative in the most lit, populated place. But in the spaces where you're not able to focus on the detail, that's where shit goes wrong. And I just hear that the technology solves for that. Now, obviously, there's an energy component to it, but I feel very optimistic that we're solving around some of those things with some high level technologies. So this seems like something that we can use to eliminate fraud and create more efficiency within transactions. It sounds fantastic. Sounds like a big win.
Correct. Correct. Now, there's going to be skeptics right off the bat. Like, what about these cryptocurrencies that people invested into and rugged? But that's not a failure of the
Yeah.
technology. That's a failure of
Yep.
people and investment
Yep.
laws that's
Regulation.
enabled. The technology, though, happens or functions exactly as we'd want it to, where it's two parties, we transact, we move, and the transaction's there, and then I can look
Right.
at my loss forever.
But because of,
You know,
forgive me for cutting you off, but because of where we're at from a regulatory perspective, those bad actors are able to do bad actions without the regulatory repercussions. Similar to when we had new technology like the car, there wasn't regulation around like, no, you need a seatbelt in it. Like the car works great. It gets you from here to there. You're able to go up to 120 miles an hour. You get your door, you honk honk, you're doing your whole thing. It all works as we expected, just like you're describing with the blockchain technology. Except sometimes bad things are happening because it's new technology and we haven't kind of shaved out the edges of what is and is not acceptable, or what do we need on the human and process side to support the technology so that the human and the processes can feel optimally good about it as much as possible.
right. Technology is functioning just as it should. I mean, going back to the car example, right? You're putting fuel, and then you have pistons that ignite, and it's all just to turn an axle and get the wheels. But who's behind the
Right.
steering wheel is a completely different matter. It's the same thing with blockchain technology. I can use this to streamline the due diligence process and add verification to the underwriting of a real estate property, or we could be creating coins that are being solicited online. And it's not even the technology at that point. You're buying into a really good salesperson. And it just happens to be, unfortunately, the medium to buy into that is on this technology. And it's like you said, it's only on this technology because it's an generally unregulated environment.